Say 18-year-old you
Oh, girl.
thinking about success and career, like what would 18-year-old you say to this version of you?
18-year-old me would be actually quite surprised. She would probably be hyperventilating at the thoughts of what I'm doing with my life right now. If you sit down and you talk to my mother and she tell you about how when I was a child, what I would describe my ideal career to be, it was never sitting in an office behind a desk.
That's so interesting.
It was never that. Comparing myself to others.
That'll do it.
Yeah, I think I
That'll
was
do it.
comparing myself to other people who may not have had the same opportunities as me, but are further ahead. If you have the 2 or a degree, then you're out here. What do I do for a living? I wax vagina. Yeah, but it also plays really well into the soft girl life that I'm trying to live, because if I'm offering soft services, so one of my biggest mindset shifts came in the form of no longer seeing myself as a victim.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Grown Up Millennial Podcast. My name is Nicolette and I'm your host, and I hope you've missed me as much as I've missed you. Life has been lifing and there have been lots of shifts and changes, but continue to stay tuned to this space as we bring you amazing content, and you will not be disappointed by this re-entry into the Grown Up Millennial Podcast. In this episode, I chat with my longtime friend Tracey-Ann. You might remember her from, I think, episode 2 of the podcast, talking about side hustles, and she has now moved that side hustle into a full-time girl boss, big girl business. And it's so interesting how as media students we never lose that spark, because I had asked Tracy for a brief bio and instead she gave me an introduction to the episode. So here is how Tracy would like to be introduced. Tracy is a storyteller at heart, a marketer by trade, and a beauty boss by passion. In her 12 years of marketing and communications, she did all the right things. She earned the degrees, built the career, checked all the boxes. But life always seemed to have other plans, pushing her to roll with the punches every single time. Now the founder of her own beauty business, Tracy is in what she calls her new life. Proof that starting over doesn't have to be a setback. It's a superpower. In this episode, she shares what it's really like to pivot, pursue passion, and give yourself permission to change your mind, even when the path looks nothing like you planned. Wow. Yeah. Lock in. Welcome to another episode of the Grown Up Millennial Podcast. I'm not sure how much of this is going to be edited, because I feel like we're outside, there's breeze, there's bear, there's a sorrel bear and a sour, well, I can't say what happened because Britannia really set us up, so I'm not going to say.
You can't put Britannia name out there, miss.
I'm not going to say we're there. We're at a great location. We're outside. We're having fun. With me today is Tracy, no stranger to the podcast, but you have not been on the podcast since like the first few episodes.
In a minute, yeah.
Yeah, you like the first series.
Yeah, I think when you just started, way back in the.
Yeah. We were talking about side hustles.
We were talking about side hustles, which is great because that's going to be a part. You see, full circle moment. Full circle moment, because we're going to be including that in today's episode. Yeah, thank you for having me. A long time I want to come back, girl.
It's been a minute. Not now before it's time, as they say. That's true. But so today we're kind of talking about reinventing. And when I thought about it, I thought of you, because if I one thing you got to, girl, is pivot.
If I one thing,
yeah, goal attack. I said a goal attack pivot in a netball or a goal shoot.
I think they both do, because I think they both can shoot into the goal. Right. Yeah, the attack and the shooter.
This looks great. Thank you.
This looks like all heap of food, but all right.
Ooh.
This is why we absolutely never need to.
That's true. You can't get two loaded fries. Ain't no way.
Two loaded fries at all.
It nice? That's just good. But kind of spicy, but not.
Ooh, we love spicy. We love a spicy girl.
This is the way we literally derail. I mean, both fries.
You know, always stay a girl.
Yes, because I feel like you are the queen of pivoting.
You know, I didn't used to be. There was a time where I'm mature enough now to make that statement. There was a time where things used to happen. I used to always feel like the sky is falling. I said, Lord God, I have chicken little syndrome. But
the world is ending.
I know. But then for somebody who, and you're familiar with this, for somebody who tries to plan their life out in a specific kind of way, and also because, overachiever, high functioning anxiety, we always try to plan ahead, and then when something is to happen that throws a wrench into those plans, the sky is falling.
Yeah, it's the end of the world.
Yeah, what am I do now? Because the plan is not planning, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's I think in the last maybe 2 years, 2.5, is when I really had to be like, girl, you have to stop this.
It's
you
not
have
sustainable.
to stop this. You got to do something about it. I had to realize, girl, all right, it's time to dry your eye. Time to dry your eye and move on. And make a figure out what we're going to do. Like,
what's the next step?
Our feet may not be touching the ground right now, but when we land,
when they
then
do.
What?
But I think that's it too. I feel like we don't know if it's a Caribbean thing.
I think it's because I think maybe you're right. It could be a Caribbean thing. It also could be a black woman thing.
It could, yeah.
Because
it could
we
be
have
one of
been,
those, remnants of slavery too that people don't really talk about.
Because we have been conditioned to, we have to be the best. We have to be amazing. Everything has
We
to. We have to be like. There's no room for error. And I think the fact that we are so stern about there being no room for error, that's when we end up. Can I say in a batty hole? Like, can I say that?
You already said it.
Oh.
Yeah. In a batty hole.
So we end up in a batty hole, right? And honestly, sometimes batty hole is not nice.
The pepper. Sorry.
Okay, we're gonna cut that part there. We're gonna leave it at. We're gonna leave it at batty hole. But yeah, and so yeah, I think I just had to learn. That listen, life happens. You gotta do what you gotta do. You're big. So yeah.
I was having a chat with Francine a few podcast episodes ago, and she was saying that because she enjoyed marketing, she didn't see it as a big girl job, because it felt like a big girl job was something you did not enjoy. It was big and serious and not enjoyable. So I wanted to know, does your life feel very different now than, like, say, 18-year-old you thinking about success and career? Like, what would 18-year-old you say to this version of you?
18-year-old me would be actually quite surprised. She would probably be hyperventilating at the thoughts of what I'm doing with my life right now. To be fair, I can understand Francine's perspective in terms of if a job feels fun, then it don't feel like a job.
Yeah.
Because right now, I'm in the throes of entrepreneurship, and it's fun. I love what I'm doing. I'm having a great time. But at the same time, sometimes I say, wait,
Is this work?
But then, as somebody who has been busy 24/7, as somebody who has taken the elevators upstairs, as somebody who has had to wear the suit from Monday to Friday, I'm just like, girl,
Call it a loss.
Call it a loss. Because honestly, when I was doing that kind of work, I was the most stressed. I was tired all the time. My mental health was suffering, and how I know too is not about one specific place, because it was never just one time. It was over time.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, damn, this happening again. And so I had to be like, okay, so what is it about this particular setup that makes me uncomfortable, and how can I get out of it? What is my escape plan? Yeah. So that's all I did have to learn off of people. Come and say, girl, I don't like this.
You know what I think was interesting as you were speaking? I remember the first time I had asked you and our little friend group about what topics you wanted to hear about Candice, who was also like one of the first interviewees.
Candice, big up yourself
anywhere you're there. And she talked about high functioning anxiety and depression, and I had never really thought about that before then, because I feel like a lot of the things that we're mirroring, or a lot of the things that we're saying about what work needs to be, it feels like burnout.
That's because it is.
It feels like we are worked through anxiety and depression.
That's because it is.
So how long did it take you to realize that this was what was happening? And two, like, how did you start to take some steps to kind of like break away from that, or try to be a little bit more mindful that, you know what, maybe I need a pause?
Okay, in hindsight, I have always known that that's not my style. Like if you sit down and you talk to my mother and she tell you about how when I was a child, what I would describe my ideal career to be, it was never sitting in an office behind a desk.
That's so interesting.
It was never that.
That's
like,
interesting.
I wish I could have called mother right now and put her up on speaker and be like, girl, because it was always doing something that gave me my freedom, doing something that made me have an impact on the world,
really cool.
change lives, all of that. And I did have that full circle moment at one point with one of the work them.
With one of the work
them. I've never wanted to work in an office. I've never wanted to sit behind a desk 8 hours a day and like push paper or anything like that. That was
Not
never
push paper.
Sorry to those jobs, but
sorry to that, man.
Yeah, but that was never my end goal. It was always, okay, where can my job take me? Where can I go with it? What kind of project I work on for carry me like dung another. So
okay.
Remember when I had that stint with UNICEF? That was a full circle moment for me because I had mentioned to my mother, I said, hey girl, I need to go from me about 6 years old. I tell her, I say, I'm gonna look at UN work, I'm gonna go outside, and that would be that.
That would be that.
So when the UN work came, I was like, oh my God, what is that? Right?
It's a big girl job.
It's a big girl job. And even though it was a really fun job,
yeah.
But it was a big girl job because I was responsible for a really big thing, right? And so to kind of circle back to the point, a big girl job can be fun. It's just we need to let go of the preconceived notion that if you're not here to air 9 times, it's not a real job.
Yeah.
Because I did real work in that place, right? And it was great. Like, I just have to get in the mindset that way I do, and that would do.
But I think you and I have different experiences of a UN job because I was a UN intern for a bit, and it kind of made me a little bit more jaded about the process because I felt like there was so much red tape.
Oh, there is. There
around what
is.
we needed to do, and in my head it's like so clear. Like these people need help with this thing. Just put it here, but no, we have to go over here, so and over there, so and over there, so and get buying, and it kind of made me feel like working at any specific organization. It's going to be just that. It's going to be you giving up whatever it is to fit into their mold. But what I wanted to do instead, and what I started to do at that point, was to look at how jobs could benefit me. So like, what is it that I would like to learn?
Absolutely.
How would I like to go about my life? Because having a goal place to work,
you get disappointed every time.
Yeah, it's like a man. Disappointment.
Lol.
Love man, love disappointment, man.
Love man, love disappointment. That's hilarious.
But then the other piece too is when you realize that this is not for you, do you feel like you are somehow letting some other versions of you down? And even to that point, it's like your family, because you know university is a everybody thing, right? Worse in Jamaica, where probably our parents couldn't have afforded it or uncle couldn't afford it. Everybody's placing all their bets on you. And for you to come out now, not with 1 degree, but 2, and rejecting this like big girl job, stuffy office, whatever, how do you reconcile with that version of yourself that wants to do good by your family, and also with your family thinking that like, the way I do, because this is not work?
So here's the thing, right? So it's interesting that you asked that question, because that was a big deal for me, and something that I had to consciously work to get past. Because in my head I'm like, girl, you have 2 degree, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Why not behind a big desk job? Why not in a place? Why not do the things then? And it's just like, did I waste my time? Did I waste my money? And for a period of time, I did wonder if I wasted my money, because that shit was expensive.
Quoted in US dollars.
Okay, and I paid for that out of my
pocket.
Right? So when I look back at it, and especially as I said, it's expensive, I spend only for money, girl. Like,
yeah, because it's US dollars and it's a sliding rate. There's no fixed rate.
Yeah. And I mean, you and I have the same postgraduate degree. We know how much effort and time
Tears
had to be put into getting that stuff. I mean, aside from the fact that it was a really interesting degree to do because I learned so much.
So much, yeah.
Let me tell you, I learned so much during that time, during that program. Big up Dr. White.
Anyway,
He was the one who actually encouraged me to
Period.
do this one because I wanted to do something else, and he's like, no.
I mean, no sense.
And you know him not explain himself. He just said no
no.
and call it solved. But yeah, I had to really sit with myself, and also too because I think I was comparing myself to others.
That'll do it.
Yeah, I think I was
That'll do it.
comparing myself to other people who may not have had the same opportunities as me, but are further ahead. Or maybe they had the same opportunities as me, and they were able to pivot better. Or maybe I sometimes felt like, did I waste my opportunity? Like, because as much as we have the degree and we graduate, I would get the stuff. There's always, I could have done more in hindsight.
Always.
But girl, in honesty, I couldn't do no more.
You were doing the
I
most.
was working full time.
Going to school full time.
Going to school at the same time. Like, I was leaving my house at 6 a.m. to get to my 9 a.m. job. Because I live at Portmore them time there.
Yeah, and traffic is
I was leaving my house at 6 a.m. to get to my 9 a.m. job. I'm going to work from 9 to 5 o'clock.
And then you reach a school in time for lecture.
Exactly. I leave school at 5 for reach a school for 6. Then I sit down at school from 6 to 9 o'clock. Then I have to drive to Portmore.
And you have work and stuff.
And then I have work the
to
next day. And I still have assignments and all those things. And I also still need to find time for myself and my friends and my mother and all them. And I'm just like, hello?
Who is that?
In all honesty, know that I'm listing out everything. I really should have big up myself because I did the damn thing, right?
But when you're looking at it, it doesn't seem like you're doing anything.
Yeah, but when I was when I was looking at it at the time, I said, "Girl, I can't believe you have the 2 or the degree that you're out here. What do I do for a living? I wax vagina."
Skill set.
You know. I wax vagina and rub on people's body for a living. Like, that's what I do, and I feel so comfortable doing it.
You know, the other piece though is that, I'm not gonna lie to you, it took me a long time to leave my big girl job because it felt like, even though I was on leave for a while, it felt like me saying goodbye to this thing was saying goodbye to like one of the best jobs I ever had, but also, was it a failure in a sense, right? Because like, there are all these accolades happening and you're doing great. Why I choose to leave? But then the other piece of it is, where's your peace of mind? Like, are you comfortable? Honestly, love the job. It was great, but there was no downtime.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, like, pause. It used to be, okay, January is a pause, but no, January I have to do this, and then December is a pause, but then you have to do this when you come back January, and
there was no pause.
It's always something. I was on long leave and then went back, and she kept saying, like, we have this new. I said, listen, there will always be work, girl.
Literally, it never
so
stops.
So relax your body.
It will never stop.
So when I eventually left, it was kind of like, you have to do something for you, even though I never see really where the stars were going to align, to be fair. It was like, you have to do something for you. And even today, like, my parents don't know what I do even today, but that's the difference in the hustle and bustle of it versus like, okay, now I wax vaginas for a living, right? But I think it's the beauty of the choice, because yes, you have the 2 degrees, yes, you have this, yes, you spend the money to do that, but that's also what sets you apart in your waxing business, right? So because the conversations you're having with your clients, how you are positioning yourself, how you shoot the different like reels and the ads and those kinds of things. It's going to be different from somebody who doesn't have your lived experience, 1, and 2, doesn't have that idea of this master's degree and this whatever else to continue these kinds of conversations. So like, on one hand, it's like, did I waste it? But on the other hand, it's like, the whole thing is your life, you know, so there's no way you're going to waste it, because at some point, it's coming up in how you have discussions and those kinds of things.
So now that I am at a point in life where I'm just like, okay, girl, this was. So at first I was like, oh my God, am I really gonna do this? Am I like, what's the plan?
Always have the plan.
And so I had to I sat, I planned it out. I call my mother. I say, hey girl,
This me
I do. And she said, all right, tell me how much everything I cost. Because first of all, me and my mother, we talk money very openly.
I love that.
Yeah, she made me know how to manage money and them something there.
Love that.
So sidebar, my mother actually taught me financial literacy from very early.
That's so nice.
So she used to treat me like a bill. So like a month time when she get paid, she take out my lunch money and give me, and then I have to manage that lunch money for the month. And she said to me, Gally, if you're done that, you're kind of dark. And so I had to learn how to budget my money. I had to learn how to ration and all those things. So we talk money very openly. We've talked money very openly since I was a child.
I love that.
So like when I call her, I'm gonna say, girl, this may I think for doing. She said, all right, how much money does it cost? I'm gonna say X amount of money, and she said, all right. Oh, you're gonna make your profit. I'm gonna say, all right. This is how I'm gonna go about. I'm gonna offer this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. Because
love that. So come on, support system.
Right? Because at the time, remember I started out my business doing products only.
Yes.
So at the time, I said, girl, you have to diversify the thing now, because if you're going to step into entrepreneurship, products alone may not be what does it, And so I was like, all right, but what kind of service can I offer? I never want to do nails because I don't feel like I would be a good nail girl, to be honest. I never want to do ear because, no.
Period.
No. Me as an hairdresser, I can't do my hair, me as an hairdresser. I know that from a long time, me is not a hairdresser. So I was like, okay, so what would I do? And I was like, all right, body care. So waxing, things like exfoliation, massages, all those things. Come here and say, this would play really well into my
with
soft
your
girl
business
life.
too, yeah.
Yeah, but it also plays really well into the soft girl life that I'm trying to live. Because if I'm offering soft services, my offer be soft as well. There's no two ways about it, right?
When I sell body care, I can't add,
Thinking about it and thinking it through helped me come to terms with like, all right, girl, it is what it is. Yeah, you do the 2 degree them and you may be leaving that space. And even so, I don't ever close the door on that kind of work because I'm still very skilled in that area. So if I want to do that, if I want to do that, I'm on in, and there's an opportunity, I'm going to take it, right? But I think I had to come to terms with it in that way. Come here and say, you're using different skills that you picked up. At 12 years, I'm working in marketing in a girl. 12 years. That is a long time.
Yeah, that's a long time.
For the people who don't know what I look like, I might be aging myself, but if you see me, you would never know. But
true,
yeah, 12 years I was working in marketing and communications.
But the piece I kind of want to get at is when we had our discussion, maybe 5-6 years ago, it was a side hustle. It was I'm doing this. I love talking about skin. I'm going to get certified in this, and I'm going to use the products and do the products, and I'm going to be the face of this. If I want thing, skin always nice. Like it was a no-brainer for you to have a skincare company. But you moving along the trajectory, what changed from side hustle to know I'm going to do this full time? Is it just like I want to be my own boss, or being a little bit more into that soft life era? Like what caused that jump?
I wanted to be my own boss, yes. But it's less so about the bossness of it and the fact that I wanted to have more control over my time.
Freedom, where are you?
Exactly, right? So what I noticed over the years, as I said, I loved my jobs. I loved working at the places that I worked. I had great times working there. I worked on amazing brands. But there was just always work to do. All the
never
time.
endingness.
It's like a mountain of work always, right? And when you're working for profit, obviously that's going to be a thing because you have to figure out new and innovative ways to make the money. But at the same time, I'm just like, yo, I am exhausted.
Every day.
I'm exhausted every day.
And sometimes you cannot see, because of the kind of work we do, sometimes you cannot see what's causing the exhaustion because you're planning for however many days, months down the line. So you're tired and really can't account for it.
Girl, one at a time, I several brand me I work on, One time,
Yeah.
One time,
Yeah.
Me a fair write script, direct TV,
and then want
TV
everything
commercial.
done to the best of your ability.
Mama.
Yeah. Cause ain't no chat GPT.
We never have that.
Ain't no chat GPT.
Right? I remember when I used to work at a very successful advertising agency. And that's where I learned a lot of my marketing skill. Because I'm a never get it at the time, but over time I realized that, oh, this was him teaching me how to. My boss is kind of rough, I'm not gonna lie. Like I would write scripts like for radio sometimes, and him read it, and him say this is shit, and him crush it up and dash it into the garbage, and I'm like,
That's a little much.
and I'm like, oh my god,
What is that?
what? I mean, if I used to them thing to come here and say, excuse me, sir, how dare you speak to me like that?
Dare you?
But over time, I'm just like, I realized that he was training me for the real world.
Yeah, because sometimes people are just gonna
Because
be...
sometimes people are gonna be really fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Okay? And I mean, thankfully, knock on wood, I haven't buck up on anybody like that in my business. But I just know, say, I saw the world run.
Yeah.
You know? And we just had to. We have to learn. We have to learn. Right? But as much as I was grateful for the lesson, I'm tired, man. I'm tired.
Something's got to give.
I'm tired all the time.
Yeah.
I never feel like as a young girl, I'm so tired.
That's true. I get what you mean, because I think my issue though with where I was working in corporate, especially like in North America, it was kind of like, we love you, we value you, you can get all the time off. Like, it's totally fine, take the time off. But it felt like you could never really take time off, because
you
you're just
can't.
pushing pause. Because you're going to come back and it's going to be 100. It's not like you can ease back into your job.
But also, some of them are going to call you on your time off.
Delete. You have to stop that. Because I remember they used to tell us, oh, you have to start using your phone for certain things. Not this girl. I'm doing it 9 to 5, not after 5. But I think that's the thing you're saying too. Like, it's not like you don't like what you're doing. You like what you're doing. The brands you're working with, the company, the people, perfect. But it's just not aligning now with the life you want to live. And I think that is the piece that I think I want to hear a little bit more from you is, what does success feel like for you now versus like when you just graduated university? First degree, not even the second one.
Okay, so first degree for me, the good office, the big job, because that's what I was told I needed to do. And me I say, all right,
That's success.
I'm do the things what I need to do in order to get the big work. So where is the big work? Right?
Where are you?
Where is the big work? I started working, my first job was at a my first job was in university. I actually worked as a promo girl.
Yeah, I
Oh my God, you remember
those
that?
days.
Me and Candice. And yeah, I actually worked as
Sleepless
a promo
nights,
girl with out
long
road.
weekend.
Out road, can't get no time.
That's true.
But
That's true.
I was one of those students who had to work, unfortunately, because I mean, I grew up in a single parent household. University is expensive.
Bro,
like,
all those hidden costs.
We offered us
You
make up
offered
my
the
mind.
thing.
Yeah, me offered us make up my mind from early. Say, look,
Well, I did this.
I offer work. I said go. And so after that, I felt like I paid my dues in a sense. Pity me never know a girl. Like I still wet behind the ears, right? But I graduated university at 21, and I was like, all right, big work time. And the people are just like, no, you need to start at the bottom. And I'm like, excuse me?
So what was all of this?
What all this for? I started working at a call center. Yeah, that's the only job a graduate could get at the time.
At the time, yeah.
I feel away about it. Come here and said, Jano, them could have warned me. But over time, like, and as I transitioned into different roles and taking on different responsibilities and all of that, I realized that success for me does not look like climbing the corporate ladder. I'm not
Breaking
interested.
that glass ceiling, I'm good.
I'm not interested. Like, no shame to anybody who is doing
That's your
that.
dream, that's
because
okay.
if that's your dream, baby, may I cheer you on, because you deserve that shit. But at the same time, I just know it's not for me. I'm not interested. I'm not gonna want to be the one where, you know, some of them employed people are say, oh, you can call Melissa at any time. She will answer her phone. No, baby, I don't want that to be me. I always wanted a work-life balance, and I noticed that I just couldn't get that in the roles that I was doing. And when you're working at marketing and comms, you don't have that.
No downtime, yeah.
There's no downtime. You always have to talk to somebody doing something, making sure something's happening, because communication doesn't sleep,
Yeah.
right? And so over time, success went from big office and everybody knowing who I am and all those things to, okay, quiet mornings, slow mornings, no traffic, no alarms. Actually, that was how that was the first step in trying to make my life a little easier. I stopped using alarms. I don't have an alarm. I stopped using an alarm about maybe more than that. But I stop use alarm.
Yeah.
When I wake. Unless I have something pressing to do where I know I need to get up by a certain time. Otherwise, on a day-to-day, I don't have an alarm. Because what I was finding is that it's when I wake up with an alarm, it's like
Scramble.
my scrambles, like my whole vibe is thrown off because I've now been yanked out of my sleep. But actually, studies show that using an alarm in the mornings actually leads to more unhappiness. Because let me tell you why.
Fair.
Remember, you sleep on a cycle. When your alarm goes off, you may not be in the wake part of that cycle. So if your alarm is digging you out of REM and deep sleep, you're gonna be frazzled.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna be frazzled, you're gonna be irritated, and then you get up and you have to sit down in a traffic for an hour. Who wants that?
And then the thing is, you're not even resting, right? Because I was thinking about...
Yeah, listen for the alarm.
You know, rest. Because I was thinking about how I had to kind of shift because I'm not really a morning person. But where I was working at the time, there was an option to work from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Of course I'm going to take it. Of course I'm taking it. I'm not going to be in the middle of the traffic. So it was easy breeze for me to get to work, but you have to get up at like 5:30. So I started like kind of changing my mindset around things and kind of doing that cycle. But I feel like in a lot of the spaces you're in, you can't have that cycle because you still have to work beyond the 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So there's no way you're going to go to bed at 8 or 9 because there is still work that's to be done, but they also expect it to be done. Even outside of work hours, which capitalism, I hate that.
Girl.
I hate that for us.
The worst thing in the world, but we live in a, so what am I gonna do? But also another point to that is that not many places offer that flexibility.
True.
You come and work 8:30, you go home at 5. No matter if you're done from 2 o'clock.
So everybody fighting in traffic.
Everybody have fight for go to work, everybody have fight for going back. And by the time you reach home, you're dead tired because you're in the traffic for an hour and a half. You're miserable because everybody have blow them on from left, right, and center. The traffic dead and now move. If you're not having the AC, you're salt, especially in the summertime. So there are so many different factors that play into the unhappiness of that kind of work. And I'm not blame the work itself, people. I want you to understand that it's not me saying that anybody who works a 9 to 5 is a problem. Is unhappy. Because I've met people who work a 9 to 5 and I'm happy, them good.
Yeah, not everybody could be entrepreneur.
Right? But for me, I couldn't manage it. I can't manage it.
There's something I posted to Instagram a little while ago, and it's I also shared it with you. It was the people are afraid of starting over, but I'm on my fourth life.
Yeah.
And I think that's something we also have to kind of highlight, because while we're in the privileged position to have been able to leave that 9 to 5,
and we got to check that privilege, we understand.
Yes. I feel like there are ways of reinventing yourself and kind of making space for this new version of yourself, even while you're in it. So like when I was on the way to work, I would be mindful of, okay, I'm going to be in traffic. What kind of music or what would I need to kind of get me in the mood to not be upset when I reach work? Maybe I need to like listen like a gospel or listen to some like the latest soca mix or something depending on the season. And then going home, like, what can I do? I used to call my mother on the long drives, or I used to call a friend, or maybe I listen to a podcast. So it's not like you have to just up and quit your job.
No, you don't. There are things to put in place.
You know, there are things to put in place. Like, if you can't leave your job right now, if you don't really know what would be the next step for you, because entrepreneurship is really not for everybody, or freelancing.
Entrepreneurship is hard.
It's
Okay,
tough.
I'm gonna tell you guys
It's
right
not
now.
a walk in the park.
It is hard out
The flexibility
here.
is there, but the work is also there. So it's the you realizing that, you know what, this is not okay. Where can you kind of say no, no one again? Like, where can you draw those boundaries? For me, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was a little bit passive aggressive at first. I used to kill it myself because I love an idea. I love when it executes to the perfect. Like, if you're, I'm telling you something, I am seeing down the line that this is not what you are saying. Nah, gonna work. What me I say, I gonna work.
Perfectionism.
And I was killing it myself all the time. I said, listen, I don't own this.
I know my place.
This is not mine.
I know my place.
So if I just understand one, sure, I can do that.
Yeah, I had to adopt that mindset for a couple of rules where, cause remember, I know, as I say, perfectionist, and sometimes I have some idea where me I say, yo, you know, say if we execute this, bam, bam, right?
Them not
Thing I
the
go shot.
vision.
And because you're with me, no, and I'm gonna be very honest, my ideas can be a little pricey. I'm gonna be honest about it, right? Is that because I know what looks good, I know what I give somebody an experience, I know what kind of time you gotta have, and like I know that. So I would want to push for my event or my execution or whatever I'm working on to give you that experience.
Yeah.
Because if you left now and you say, oh, it was just okay, excuse me,
Yeah. Because your name is also attached to it.
and that too.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody look for nothing when me do and say, this stay buddy.
This never come off good.
Right? And so there's also that, but we have to let go of perfectionism, girl.
We have to.
Because that's what leads to the burnout.
Yeah. I remember years ago we were hosting this event at Emancipation Park. And it was a little bit too late to be selling tickets. And I thought so. And I was like, you know what? That's okay. I'll design the tickets. I'll do all this stuff. Because sure, this is what we're going to do.
Right.
But in my heart of hearts, I knew it would only make sense as a wider event. So, of course, when I got there, it was like 15 people.
Oh,
who we
damn.
all sold tickets to. And the sponsors. And I said, you know what? People are going to be in the park anyway. So let's invite them to come and sit in the seats. Like, what you try to do? You know, say it's not gonna work. We all know it's not gonna work. Just let it go.
But then that also shows your mindset on how to pivot. Because
True.
somebody else would have been like, Lord God, nobody not come. Right. But then you're just like, well, we're already here, girl. What are we gonna do?
What we're gonna do? Close off the event and them can't hear the music anyway?
What are
Like,
you gonna do? You know?
what are you gonna do?
So yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with the mindset shift.
But we've been talking for a minute. But what? And I feel like we're not gonna stop. But the piece that I think is also interesting is decentering work, like work as a thing that is the be all, make all my value lies within this thing. So how do you move from work is the center of my life to finding who you are outside of work and kind of living in that truth, even if you have a stay in a 9 to 5?
Well, that's where being on the fourth life comes in, right? Is that you have to try different things. And I'm saying it out loud so my former self can hear me and I can now be like, girl, you came so far. Because there was a point in time where if it not go according to plan, you know,
It's done.
but
Yeah, dash it away. Pack
done,
it up.
that shit will pack it up. I hate it here. I don't want that. But eventually, I had to be like, all right. I had to shift my mindset because I had to then understand that, look, I know everything I go work out the way you want it to work out.
Yeah.
And you can't sit down and ball forever and ever.
Every single
Amen.
day, yeah.
You got to do something.
Yeah.
Right? So one of my biggest mindset shifts came in the form of no longer seeing myself as a victim. So you know, sometimes things would happen.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes things, and you don't ever do it. You don't ever do it consciously, you know, right? So sometimes things would happen, and you're like, damn,
Why me?
Why this ever happened to me? Like literally, those were the words
Yeah.
I used to use. Me, I
Yeah.
say, yo, them something always happen to me. Why this happen to me? Like, why Ray, do everything right, blah, blah, blah. But I also realized, no, in hindsight, I was perpetuating that kind of experience, because if you only look for negative in a baby, and negative alone you're gonna see.
That is true.
Right?
What you think about multiplies.
Exactly. So if we are out here, right? We're sitting outside a lovely place right now. Outdoors, breeze a blow up and we'll feel nice. If rain start fall right now, there are two ways to look at the rain. You can be like, Lord Jesus, I can't believe the rain has fallen, come wash out with power and ray. Or it could be, you know what, it's raining, it's blessings. The place are cool on the place.
Yeah.
So it's really just having to shift your mindset. Like in about 20, I think it was 2023 when I experienced a layoff from my highest
big girl
paying
job.
Yeah.
It
was when I said it was a big girl job, honey, it was my highest paying job to date. And so a layoff happened. They laid off 15% of staff. It was a global company.
Crazy.
Ugh, mama, they laid off 15% of staff. People who did it for all 7 years, you know, like, and I'm like, hello? They laid off the people because, I mean, they made some poor business decisions. They admitted that in the end. Yeah, they admitted that in the end, but at the same time, sir, I understand, say you admit, say you're wrong, but you take on work. And I have been working. Like, what do you mean? And so it was in that time where I had to be like, you know what, girl? I understand that this was a prime situation in your life. Because remember, them time they don't. Like, as I said, it was my highest paying job. So my lifestyle my lifestyle changed.
Hashtag living.
Right. My lifestyle changed. There were things that I was doing that the job afforded me to do. All those things. So then when that layoff happened, and I'm like, okay, shit, I now have to adjust my whole life to make sure, you know, in the interim until I find something else. Then I start to have this thought, oh my God, am I going to find something that's high paying? Am I going to find something that's flexible? Spiraling. But then what that did was that ruined a lot of experiences for me. Because then I was always so concerned about what I'm going to do, what's going to happen, where am I going to work, blah, blah, blah. And if me is smart, to be honest, from them time there, me that pivot into entrepreneurship from them time there, come have the capital. But at the same time, I was taught to be in a work, to be in a stable environment, right? And when I taught the truth, entrepreneurship up and down is shaky, right?
There's a lot of...
But, so I was then in this little space. That's also how I had to come to terms with, all right, girl, you have a 2 degree, them, maybe them a waste, we don't know.
We're going to do something.
Yeah, and I put out, I remember writing this thing to myself, and the topic of it was change your mind, change your life. And I was just like, so I wrote down all the things that were going through my head at the time, and then I wrote down the positive versions of those things. So for example, I would say, okay, you don't have a stable job right now. What are you going to do? That's the negative part. And then the positive part is, okay, you don't have a stable job right now. You know what? You have time to exercise more. You have time to take on a new skill. You have time to rest more. You have time to take better care of yourself. So it's really shifting the mindset about the situation that you are in. Because if me to sit down and say, Lord God, I'm not have no work, what am I going to do? My lifestyle right now
would not,
and where I'm right now in terms of wellness would not have happened.
Yeah.
Come here, sit down and sick out myself.
I think for me, I feel like we always need a shock, right? So my initial thing was my father had a stroke, which at the time I remember that was a rough time. It was kind of like, what's happening?
That was a rough time.
And when he was on his road to recovery, I remember what he said to me, and him's like, oh, my mother was having this conversation, oh, you're always out of town, like, what is the problem? And then he sat down with me and he said, you have to find those moments to do the things you enjoy.
You gotta.
Because there will never be enough time. Which is fair, because we used to have to fight for him to come on like family vacations with us and all these things, because he was an entrepreneur.
He was always working.
So he was always working. So that was the first kind of situation where it said to me like, oh, if it's not working anymore, if it's causing you more harm or more stress than peace, there's time to do something about it. And then the second one was, of course, brushes with mental illness. Because when you're at the point...
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. That's a brush.
Bit, yeah.
When you're at the point of the smallest thing being such a massive boulder that you're thinking it might be easier to end your life than to meet the thing.
Girl.
And then when you get over that, you're realizing nothing really is that serious. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
So even like right now, my website has been deleted from the interwebs.
Oh no.
I have no clue what happened to it. And at first I was like, oh my God, what is that? But no, I'm just like, you know what? We'll get to rebuild something better and something for myself. So it must have been in some fine print. I've never read, but whatever. Like, I'm not stressed about it.
That's
which I appreciate that I am at this level where
you're not
I
stressed
don't know
about
if
a
it's
thing.
like, if a dirt.
Sometimes you have to be the little like that though.
But we're going to keep creating and things are still going to happen.
No, but sometimes you have to just make my mind say for dirt.
Yeah.
That has gotten me through many a dirt. I have to just make up my mind say, well, I guess over there, what we gonna do?
But as you bring that up, I was talking to Cedric. He used to be a CEO of Restaurant, and I think one of the things he said to me on the weekend was, if you're choosing something, you choose it. Like, you're not gonna have a plan B, whatever. Like, plan A to Z is this thing.
Yeah.
And when I was talking to Karel, she's like a hypnotherapist and a resolution coach. She was saying that while different facets of her business have changed, like the core is the same.
Yeah, definitely.
So the thing is the same. The other things around it might look a little different, but the thing is the same. And then the other piece of information he gave me the other day was the journey is the thing. Like, it's not about the destination. You're not thinking about, okay, you start this thing to see where it will go. It is for you to sit in the journey. What can you learn from it? How can you scale it up and things like that? Because I feel like, even let's say you leave a 9 to 5 or you're doing your side hustle, you're thinking about the best thing. Like, what could this look like? Oh, I want to be Oprah, or I want to be Mark Cuban, or whoever it is. But then we lose sight of the small things that can cause those incremental and also monumental changes.
Right.
If we're not in the present. Because if you focus too much on the future, what are we doing right now? Yeah, I miss everything
Missing
right now.
the present, yeah.
Yeah, focus.
And honestly, that was part of my mindset shift. Because I realized I was either ruminating on the past or hyper focused on the future. Because I'm like, I'm missing everything that's happening in front of me, right? If I'm to be honest, this started happening while I was doing my postgrad, right? And at the time, I never know how to communicate to people like, hey, I'm just trying to set myself up for a future here, because remember, I'm a future focused time there.
Yeah.
But people are like, oh my God, we never see you. You're never out anymore. And I would get so upset.
Like, you know, see me
because I say, "Unna see what I go on right to saw you. Like, you see me, I kill out myself at daytime. What's the problem? Give me some grace." But no, in hindsight, I'm realizing that was just my friend's way of saying, hey girl, we miss you. We would like to see you. Can you make some time for us? Right? And I think sometimes a lot of us, in the pursuit of our goals, we sometimes forget the people around us. And I don't mean forget in a way where I say, yo, eat them. It's more like, yes, we have our goals and we're hyper focused on achieving those things, because, I mean, what kind of life you gonna live?
You're not include them, you're not gonna say.
Right.
Yeah.
But then also too, a lot of us have this expectation that, because I am chasing this dream,
you are also,
my friend should be super understanding about the fact that I'm not here right now. And honestly, your friend should understand. That's fine. But I think too, expecting your friend to not have an emotional response to something that is directly affecting them is unfair.
Yeah, especially if your relationship was a lot different previously.
Yeah, and especially too if you're not really communicating to them like, hey girl, this is what's going on right now. I know say a long time I didn't see you, but I can't power you until maybe about like 2 week time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when I was when I decided to venture into entrepreneurship fully, I had a conversation with a couple different friends. I think I remember sitting down with you two, and I'm saying, girl, I make you know from now,
This is
some of the time you're not going to see me. Because I'm just going to be unable to be there.
Yeah.
And I say I don't want to come, and I say I hate you. But
We're in building mode.
I'm in building mode right now. I know say building mode means sometime I have to sit my ass down
Get the shit done.
and get the shit done. Let me tell you something. Building a business is fucking
Would not
expensive.
recommend.
It's when I say expensive, when I say expensive,
All the hidden costs.
like I'm actually I'm I'll probably jump the gun and plug it a little bit. I'm actually writing a little book
Ooh.
on how to, embark on your entrepreneurial journey, especially for people who want to venture into the beauty industry. Because let me tell you something, there are so many hidden things that I found out while getting this business off, this expansion of the business off the ground, and I'm just like, hello. There are so many things that I didn't even consider because I wasn't in the industry full time.
Like that, yeah.
Some never did even think about it. For example, in the beauty industry, you cannot have fabric chairs. Yeah.
Okay.
You need something that's wipeable.
Yeah, which is fair.
So when people sit down in your chair and
Wipe.
sweat, you can wipe it off and disinfect it so you don't pass on germs. Me never know that.
I feel like a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
That.
You need for up like where you're and the way they set it up as well. Other things too, like your garbage disposal. You can't have your rubbish close. You can't have your rubbish in proximity to a certain part of your area where you're working.
Come on, Jamaica.
Yeah. Them to play like I did my licensing exam last month, and some of the things that I discovered while doing that exam, I was like, oh, okay, yeah,
Fair.
and so that's why I say there are so many things that have to go into, girl.
It's gonna be okay.
There are so many
Well, I
things that have to go into building a business, so many hidden costs, so many tiny things that you never considered, so many different
Yeah,
things.
because now you have to rework layout and all those
Exactly.
things. Yeah.
So for me specifically, and things like ventilation and all
Yes.
them things there. So like me specifically, I mean, some of it's a little bit different for me because I don't do, the services that I do are a little bit different because I don't go into.
What you mean?
Yeah. So, but even so, I work with bodily.
Fluid.
The bodily fluids happen sometimes. I'm a waxer. When you wax somebody, sometimes there's something that's called pinpoint bleeding. Pinpoint bleeding is not a bad sign because what it means is that the hair is removed from the root, but at the same time, that's somebody's blood. So when I see videos online sometime and then I wax people without gloves, and I say, "What you do?"
Yeah. That's not safe.
But then here one gloves is an overhead cost because you need to change your gloves with every client.
Yeah.
And also depending on the services that you're doing, you may need to change your
Multiple
gloves
times.
multiple times. Because if I'm doing somebody that is doing, say I'm doing somebody that's doing a Brazilian, but they're also doing like a massage or exfoliation or whatever,
Different gloves.
I have to do different gloves for some of the service them. Like if I touch your foot, I can't touch your foot with the
With your
same
body.
gloves I'm gonna touch your vagina with. Like that don't make no sense. So I have to change the gloves in between, and then too there are different tools that you have to clean in between services. Cleaning products are another
Expensive.
overhead,
Yeah.
and they're not cheap.
Thing of the sorts. None of the insecticide, whatever.
I'm not talk like how we use wipe the ground. That's different. I talk the things where you put on the tools them. The 90% alcohol, the barbicide, the thing there we need for buy, the heat steamer,
Yeah,
for
it has
kill
to
the
be a
germs.
certain
Right.
temperature.
So all of those things, when I sit down and look on it, I say, but I want to come get myself in a door, Jesus. But I enjoy it. So I'm doing what I need to do
Committed to the path.
in order to get it done. But then that ties back to the mindset thing because if you not firm in your brain,
You're gone.
and understand,
The
say,
first
girl,
thing-
listen,
I'm gonna
and
head out.
just rent and light and water and wax you have to worry about. There's so many different things that are necessary to run a business. Documentation,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah. But what would you say, based on the kind of reinvention you've done in the past few years, from corporate specific to side hustle to corporate again to kind of working for yourself now and expanding what was your side hustle? What two philosophies would you say are kind of pivotal to reinventing?
And this is going to sound, one of them that I have is going to sound a little laissez-faire. But one of them is, it is what it is.
The sooner you realize?
I say that because things cost what they cost.
So bemoaning it is not going to change.
There's
the
nothing.
cost.
There's nothing that's going to change that.
Yeah.
You have to pay for your license. Another one for me is to know your worth. Because here we know, you see, sometimes when we're in entrepreneurship, and I know I'm gonna probably mash some people calling when I say this, but I'm not sorry. Some of the times when we're in entrepreneurship, and especially in the beauty industry, the cost is the cost, sister.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason we price the things them or we price the things them. Okay?
Yeah.
There is a lot that goes into this because, and all right, I'm going to draw a little comparison now to some of what I've heard in terms of horror stories from some of my clients, right? People have come to me and said them have other waxer but never yet tweeze them. Them say them have other waxer who tell them to shave in between waxing, and I'm like, who is telling you that? But you also have to understand that for a lot of people, the beauty industry is a get-rich-quick scheme. Somebody can do ear, them just go do ear. Them not really think about the fundamentals of doing
Of your
ear,
hair, yeah.
right?
So everybody have alopecia.
Yeah, like you can waxing is pretty straightforward. You put on the wax, you take it off, but there's a technique to it. There's a procedure to how you do this.
Yeah.
There's a process to the appointment. There's things that you do in a step, in a sequence, to make sure that your client has the most seamless experience possible.
Yeah.
But you have some of the girl them just look on it as them take off the ear. I say, what you mean?
Nobody cares.
I say, what you mean?
Nobody cares.
Like when me hear them, because I have a couple clients in particular. Them say, yo, they were very hesitant to try waxing again because it hurt so much and da 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 da. And there was this one lady, me and wax her, the lady drop asleep.
Not used to it.
The lady drop asleep in the dance. And that is how I was able to retain her as a client. Because the lady said, I meet have to wake her up and say, hey, we're finished. She said, what? She said, I've never had an experience like this before. I said, what you mean? Someone said, what did that happen in your life before? She said, you have beer pain she used to feel. I said, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's things like that.
Yeah.
But then also it's understanding that you need to do it properly, and it's not just a put on and take off kind of thing.
So if it costs what it costs to do it properly, then that's just
what it costs.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, and know your worth. Because just because somebody, I gotta tell you, say, I'll give you an example. The other day I was at a pop-up shop, and a lady asked me the price for one of my products. I told her, and then she goes, oh, so and so have it cheaper. All I said to her was, okay, that's fine.
What you telling me that for?
Because honestly, lady, I understand to all the way watch your pocket and thing, but at the same time, if this is not in your price range, that's
It's
okay. It's okay. I'm not gonna feel bad that you don't buy it. I understand.
I'm good.
I understand. Say, all right, you're not there with me there, and it's okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
And I think
you're not gonna be for everybody.
Exactly.
Either.
And I think a lot of us as beauty practitioners, we feel the need to either lower our prices or water down with things but we want clients and we want people to buy the thing, and maybe in the beginning you have to do that, where you have to do like an introductory type of something.
Yeah, introductory, yeah.
But when you learn the ropes and when you realize what needs to get done, you have to stand up on your 2 feet and be like,
yeah.
That's the price, babe.
That's what it's gonna be.
That's the price.
The price is the price.
Because you're not gonna go down
Wherever.
you're not gonna go down to the car place and tell them, say, oh, whoever have the car cheaper, you buy another car.
Go down there then.
Go down there.
Yeah.
You're not gonna go to the gas station and tell the people them say them gas, whoever have a cheaper gas, then go down to the cheap gas station. Because what I am giving you is not what they are giving you. You have to know how to differentiate yourself
That's true.
from other people.
Yeah.
What's in my products, the way me handcraft my thing and how me package my thing, how me do my thing,
It's not the
it's
same.
not the same. There's a reason I do my work the way that I do it, because I know that in a saturated industry as this, you have to stand
set yourself
out.
apart, yeah.
There's a reason I do what I do.
I think my two philosophies for reinvention would just be being mindful of what you bring to the table, regardless of what the situation is. I think a lot of us lose ourselves in trying to be everything to everyone and trying to be pliable and likable and all these different things. But you're not gonna be everybody cup of tea, so don't try.
Yeah,
right.
you're
Earl Grey
not.
tried it. Earl Grey lost.
Lost. So who are you? Who are you to try?
Don't try.
Yeah.
Just know who is for you, who is not for you. Walk in those spaces. And I think the second thing would be to take a chance on yourself.
Ooh, yes.
Because
that's a big one.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we have the idea, them and we sit down and when they say, well, it not thought out enough, or we not do enough research. But whether or not you did the research, somebody else is going to do it and learn or fail or whatever it is. Because I was talking to the same girl, Karel, and she was saying that I know the first business she has started, but like every time you do something, you learn something.
Absolutely.
And I think when you stop taking things personally and stop saying, oh, woe is me and whatever it is, what can you learn from this experience? It probably was a good idea, but maybe it wasn't the right time. Maybe you never have the right partner, like all those different things. And everything you can do by yourself.
Oh my God, that
Like,
too.
yeah, well, one, try, but like you also getting in a space where you are having more discussions with beauty people and like being in that space has also helped you. Because I'm
Absolutely.
sure like the ideas you had initially were like, yeah, we can do this, we can do whatever. But then speaking to beauty people and working in spaces with them, you're like, okay, these are things I was overlooking.
Yeah.
So you can't do it by yourself either. So bet for yourself, yeah. But you can't always do it by yourself.
Can't do it by yourself.
And understand that you are also a valuable part of the equation.
I think too, I want to double down on that last one that you just said. You can't do it by
Nothing at
yourself.
all.
You
Nothing
can't
at
do
all.
it by yourself. Right? Like I think sometimes too, and I was guilty of it, which was also had to be part of my mindset shift, is that I didn't want to be. I never want to ask nobody for help
That's
me.
it, yeah.
I don't want to hand out. I don't want to hear say, oh, she can't do it on her own. She have to have somebody array and a tay and a tay. But then I eventually had to be like, girl, get over that.
No. Give me the hand up.
That also opens you up to help other people. Because then if you want to help somebody, right, but you don't know how to take back the help, what the point?
What's the point? Yeah. You have to be willing to listen for true.
What's the
So you're
point?
not going to know everything. You're not going to know everything.
You're
You
not
never
gonna
come
know
out to your
everything.
parents and know everything. You have to learn.
Because it's the
I have to
licensing, it's
feel.
the licensing exam. You never know that. And one next beauty therapist had to tell me that. Is that hairdresser telling me that?
Yeah.
Have a big up yourself. Is that hairdresser telling me that?
Nice, clean, Ava. Almost for life.
One have a never two. Right?
Yeah.
I ever tell me, say, girl, you have to get your pink paper, because that's what we call it. Because they give you a little pink. Yeah, girl.
You have to be willing
none.
to sit with people and learn. No
Yeah.
matter what station you are in life and what station they're at. They have information in you, not have it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even with working, with ISIS in the same space, we bounce ideas off of each other. We learn from each other and all those things.
As two young, nice girl. Yeah.
Murder. Because sometimes she call me and she said, girl, I want
And
to do
she
this,
have
I want to do
ideas,
this. And
for
her ideas
true.
are great. And she'd
Yeah.
have call me and say, girl, how this look? And should I send me one picture and say, think this would look good in the shop? I mean, I say, yeah.
You have to
Or I
bounce
say, no,
ideas off
change this to
people.
this and ray. Oh my God.
The fly them
What
at no,
the
the
flies are killing
the
us.
fly eat for dinner.
Why for cover the food?
Not us talking about mosquito.
But yeah,
and
I want to
lizard,
ask
but yeah.
you though. I mean, we've both worked in multinationals, but you are coming from a space where you were literally outside of Jamaica, in different in a very different cultural corporate setting, and also just in a different culture in general. How did you manage to navigate a space where you're trying to hold on to your ideas of what success looks like versus battling that in a first world space?
Oh, that was kind of tough. I think because where I was always the only black person. It kind of felt like I took on the weight of the world because I somehow felt responsible for the entire like race of black people to these people
That'll
who were
do it.
here
That'll do it.
because they don't have any other idea of what black looks like. I was so like ecstatic when we had moved to Vancouver, and there was another person on the team who was like South Asian. Like,
A little bit color.
come on, POC.
A little color.
And then they had this event that was like for black indigenous people of color, and I literally how I met my friend John, I heard somebody and I was like, that sounds like a small island accent. And that's how we connected, because it just, you don't have that many people, one, and that many Caribbean people too. And he was he was also a little bit stressed too, because he felt like the black people he was around were kind of jealous of his wealth, because he was doing pretty well for himself. And it was kind of like a bad mind situation, you know. So it was kind of like managing expectations of the black people, you know, managing expectations for the white people who think you are representing the entire race. And also doing your job. So it felt like the emotional labor that you're walking through the place with was a lot. So I had to kind of find those little things that would make me feel more at peace. So like working through my lunch, no. I start eating my lunch at my desk, but then I'm going to take my hour and walk around. I'm going to walk outside. Or I'm going to leave at 3. You can't call me after 3 o'clock. Like, no. In the pandemic, I might have done a little bit more of like, I don't really want to work right now. I will work when the flow is happening at like 6, 7 p.m. So I did some of that like stealing time away. But then it feels like it was never enough. Like there was still something else that had to happen. And I think moving back was that thing that I needed to happen at this phase of my life. So I could trust myself to be there without this safety net also.
Right.
And to like, you know, flex some different muscles. What is one thing that you're currently doing that is allowing you to be a better version of yourself?
Ooh. Okay, so to tell you that, I have to bust my business a little bit. So I had a very serious incident a few months ago, where, you know, we give thanks to still be alive.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I've had to do coming out of that, I also recently celebrated my 35th.
Come on.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that incident, and then on top of, you know, entering a new phase of life, I had to say to myself, you know what, girl, there are just certain things that you're going to have to do now. And for me, one of them has been very intentional about carving time out for myself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what time it is. I don't care if I need to drive to another parish. I don't care if you're gonna say to me, oh, but you're always outside. Yes, you know why? Because at the end of the day, time is long, but life is short.
Period.
And if there's one thing that I've learned since this incident is that, look, you never know when your time is gonna be. So like, after COVID, when I got COVID, I made a conscious decision to have new and different experiences. But I think in the last maybe year or so, I've recognized the importance of spending time with myself. I have to do it. I have to do it. It no matter if I'm 1 hour for the day or a whole day.
Have to be something for yourself.
I have to do it, because if I don't, I'm going to. I realize that when I don't carve out this time like intentionally, it's like I feel frazzled.
Yeah, all over the place.
All over the place. I can't focus. I can't sleep. So like I have a routine, right? Well, a routine-ish, because girl, entrepreneurship says, girl, what's a routine? But there are certain things that I'm going to do no matter what. So, for one, I'm going to my nail appointment. I don't care.
Non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable. My nails I gotta do, it's I gotta do. It's I gotta do.
Period.
I don't care what else is going on in my life.
Yeah.
Stacy, you're gonna see me, girl. And the other thing is I'm going to exercise. I don't care how late it is. I don't care how early it is. I don't care if I don't have company. I don't care if I have something to do after. I'm going to exercise, because moving your body,
it's a whole thing.
When them say movement is medicine, they did not lie.
That's true. Yeah.
So those things, and like while you exercise sometimes, and I mean I'm sure you've experienced it too, when you're exercising, sometimes you go into this little, I'm gonna call it a trance, for lack of a better term, where you get clear-headed and you start to think things through, and sometimes when you don't exercise, you have a whole new idea of what to do about something. So it's like it's a problem solving. Answer by my two. Murder.
Answer by your two.
Answer by my two, sister. See the big two. So yeah, those are the two things. I always gotta carve out time for myself, and I always gotta exercise.
Yeah. And honestly, I think that it's pretty much the same for me. I think saying yes to myself more, because even the other day, I don't remember what it was, and my partner was like, oh, you say going to go by yourself? Absolutely, I'm going to go by myself. I went to my first concert by myself, and I stayed till it done, and I pack up the sound, because it felt like that's what I needed to do. So I have to choose myself, so that whatever that looks like and feels like, I'm doing more of that. And I think because I'm a very to-do list oriented person, I feel like I have to do all these things for myself all the time. So I'm releasing that and more living in the, what does it feel like I need to do right now?
Yes.
And that's okay. Like, if I never get to finish the book, that's fine.
Sometimes I just have to lay down.
It's fine. If you never get to clean the whatever, that's okay. You need to sit.
And I'm actually very proud of you for that too, because I've known you a while. Okay. We've known each other a while, and I've always known you to be pretty straight-laced. This way I do.
Anxiety,
yeah.
for sure.
This way I do. And I
this
saw
is it.
And
like,
I saw it must
no
do.
Pivot.
And there's no altered. I saw where I do it. So I'm really proud of you for letting some of that go, where you're just like, listen, girl.
And I'm not kill up yourself.
Where you kill up yourself for?
Things are gonna happen whether you kill up yourself or not.
Yeah, and you know what when you kill up yourself and things happen?
Stress.
A double kill up.
Stress out.
Because why you nyam up yourself?
Too much hypertension in my family for that.
Girl. No, but also, you laugh, but it's not. It's actually true. Yeah. Because I was reading something the other day, and it said that women are a lot more, I think I UD share it?
Probably.
And it said women are a lot more susceptible to
heart issues,
cancer. But also other diseases, because we store so much anger and
always overextend.
Girl,
yeah,
because we store so much anger and so much anxiety and
all the things you didn't say,
all of the emotions in our bodies, and because we don't want much nobody can, and we don't want nobody think about it this way.
But
and
you know what helped me to do that? One of my therapists said to me, so where you think it go?
Yeah, it stays.
All the things you didn't say and the things you didn't do, and the thing that you wanted to say to somebody that you never say, where do you think it go?
Yeah.
It's going to either come out at an inopportune time and people are going to think you're crazy.
Exactly.
Or it's going to manifest as something else in your body.
And as somebody who has had several outbursts in the past, I can say, you're going to look mad.
Just do it.
You're going to look insane. No, I'm telling you the honest truth.
Objectively, you're going to look insane.
You're going to look a little way, because people are going to be like, is she okay?
Where did this come from?
They're going to be like, is she okay? Like, we were having a great time. Oh yeah, like, kick me in the face now. Or reach yourself.
Yeah.
And then, no, you had the slightest trigger, and all of a sudden, Niagara Falls.
Because there's no, at this point, your nervous system can't regulate anything.
No, because you have
So that drop
crushed it so much.
is the whole bucket.
So them I said, no, I'm the sun dark up the place.
Done.
And we cannot live like that.
No.
I personally
We're
wish,
not going to live like that.
I personally wish a lot more joy for my black girls.
Period. And I think that is what we need to be living in, more joy. I think we had a conversation maybe a year or two ago about like, oh, you were kind of going about your life. And that also helped me to realize like, yeah, life is a lot of things, but you can also kind of put in this soft life. You can put in these things that make you feel better. Like you don't have to go to the gym. You can do your yoga. You can walk. Like it doesn't have to look a certain way as long as it makes sense to you. So on this journey that like we're going to be on together, clearly, I am like, I'm not surprised at the fact that you're pivoting, but I am so like in awe of how well you're able to like do your job, but also do the marketing piece of it and make it look seamless.
Thank you.
And also like have the time and space to hang out with people.
I'm tired. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm tired, but yeah. But I also realized that I now have the space to be a little bit more intentional, because okay, yes, I'm the head cook and bottle washer in my business. I do everything. I create the content, I book the appointments, I wax the people, I do the accounting, I do the packaging, me source I do everything myself. And so when I have time to insert other things, I'm gonna do that, because life cannot just be work, girl. Even though I tell you to say sometimes they're not gonna see me, but that is why I am so intentional about, okay, I have this amount of time.
What am I gonna do?
What am I gonna do with it? And that's why, I mean, I know sometimes I'm very last minute to the party, guys. I'm so sorry. Like, me I call in and say, oh no, I'm going to such place, and you're like, it's 8:30, and I'm like, yeah, I know. But for me, that's my way of still trying to include everybody in my life, because I know that there are going to be days when I'm not going to see you. I can't come on the par. I can't come to brunch. I can't come to the party. I can't. And all the time I can do it.
Yeah.
You know, so I think when I have the time and I'm saying, you know what, I need to spend time with my people, that's also the important thing, to remember that, and you one of the world, no matter how you're tired.
Yeah.
Right? Because even, remember last weekend was a lot for me.
Yeah.
Okay, but I also knew that if I didn't seize the moment at the time, I was not going to have those experiences that I had.
Me buy my first bottle.
And my friend by buckle, you know? Murder!
But yeah,
my friend by buckle at the dance.
But I think that's the thing that we kind of have to create a balance around it. Is yes, we're doing the thing and we're being mindful of how we are showing up, but we also have to be mindful that there are other people around us and have been around us from beforehand. So I think a lot of the isolation that we feel too is because we're not being vulnerable with the people that we trust.
Clock it.
Regarding how we're showing up and what we want. And you're not the only one with problems. Like the moment you open your mouth to somebody else, they're gonna have a similar problem. Yep. So you can't think, oh, I'm not gonna go over there and talk to Tracy because she hasn't reached out to me. Meanwhile, your brain is far from that.
Girl.
You're not thinking about you in no animosity with nobody else, but people are reading into that somehow.
I'm gonna tell you something.
So all these different things also come into play. So yes, you are important in your story, but you're not the only person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what me I do sometime? I can't sleep at night time, you know.
I know you create content. I know.
Yeah, because
you're watching other people's stuff and creating.
I can't sleep at night time.
Yeah.
Like, aside from the fact that I have I have the mental health situation going through right now based on the incident, the rest has to come when it comes.
For creative brains, I feel like sometimes it doesn't shut off.
And I had to come to terms with that, because in my head, I said, no, but you need to sleep at night. I said, but girl, if night is when you are most productive, you gotta get up and do what you're doing in the night.
Because you can't force yourself to have the same thoughts in the day.
Exactly. Yeah. But then also you have the freedom to sleep in the day if you want to.
Because entrepreneur.
When I can't sleep, but I'm doing the Oprah shrug, like.
Yeah. You got a car.
right? So it's kind of that's what it is. You just have to make up your mind. So you have to be intentional.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And on this, that's where we're going to leave this. We have to be intentional. That's probably the key to reinventing yourself.
Absolutely.
It is knowing what you want, being intentional about it, but also understanding that other people are also in the environment when this is happening. So you're not operating in a silo.
And not being afraid to fail.
That piece.
Yeah, I had to reevaluate my relationship with failure.
Because it's not always rejection.
No, it isn't.
No.
Because it's been 7 months since I've had a physical location. I was usually online. It's been 7 months now. And there are just sometimes I have failed in terms of, all right, but I want to do that thing here and I'm going to try to figure it. And then if I was walking around being afraid of failing like I used to be, I would
Nothing
not
would
have
get
made
done.
it this far. Because nothing would I get done. Nothing.
Yeah. Fear is healthy in just like allowing you to know where your boundaries are.
Absolutely.
Like don't jump over this if you can't swim. But it also can sometimes act as an anchor. So like you have to know when to kind of push pause on that for sure.
Right.
Thank you so much for sharing space and
thank
time
you for having
with
me
in the outdoors.
in the outdoors.
It's just feel like a very fitting place to have this chat. The only thing that would make this better is if like we did yoga or something after this.
Yeah.
But
Not here.
No,
because
bullfrog and so on ants.
but
they
also,
don't
I
answer.
think the other people would look at us a
Might be
little
weird.
strangely.
That's true.
Thank you, Nicholas,
Absolutely.
for having
Absolutely.
me. I'm so glad we were able to do this. It's been a long time coming. Yeah.
As the
And,
stories continue to unfold,
and you know they
we'll
will.
be here. We'll be here.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for having me. And everybody, follow Girl Up Millennial everywhere. On all the platforms. Them.
And Skin by Trace.
And Skin by Trace on all
On
the platforms.
everything.
Them.
Physical location is there. All the booking information.
Right.
Easy cheese. I booked my
Everything.
appointment in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, everything is on Instagram. You can find both of us. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Occasionally TikTok.
Occasionally.
I'm not
We can't do everything. We can't do everything.
Yeah, you have to know when the string marker sometime it pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a wrap. Thank
That's
you
a
guys.
wrap.
And let us know what you
Drop the
think in the comments.
Yeah, girl. Yeah.
Yeah, tell us how you have been able to pivot in a situation that may not have been the best. And let us know one thing you're doing to be a better version of yourself. That's what.
yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, podcast.
One question from me, one question from Nicolette.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
how are you pivoting, and what are you doing to be a better version of yourself each day?
Perfect. Snaps.
Snaps.